Good evening, viewers. We have been able to look at introduction of verbs, which we defined the verbs. From there, we went further to talk about the forms of verb, which is very nice. We're able to identify that verb has 5 forms, which is, who can remind us, V plus its 0, which is itself, V plus S, which is third person singular, V plus ing, which is present continuous tense, V plus ed, which is past tense, and V plus en, which is past participle. Today, we'll be looking at how to identify verbs in a sentence. There are various ways we can identify verbs in a sentence. Identification of verbs simply refers to being able to say that this is a verb by mainly looking at it. Yes, I say mainly looking at it. The English has enabled us to be able to look at words and state their part of speech, or to state what category of what class they belong to. That's what we'll be looking at today. How do you identify verbs in a sentence? You can identify verbs in a sentence by 2 parameters. The first parameter is a verb must have a form. It's impossible, literally impossible, for a verb not to have a form. All verbs must have a form. It must have the V plus 0, V plus S, V plus ed, V plus en, and V plus ing. All verbs must take a form. Say the verb smile. Smile in its original form is smile, V plus 0. In the present tense, present continuous tense is going to be smiling. And the past tense is going to be smiled. In the third person singular, in the plural case, is going to be smiles. And in the V plus en, which is past participle, is going to be smiled also. Now let's look at some verbs that are very easy or that are very difficult to analyze. They must still have a form. As earlier said, it is impossible for verbs not to have a form. Okay. Let's pick a verb, go. In its original form is still go. What's the past tense of go? V plus ed, went. What is the present continuous tense? Going. What is the past participle? Gone. But what is the past tense? Went. What is the third person singular? Goes. So we have go as the verb itself. We have goes as third person singular. We have going as present continuous tense. We have went as the past tense. And we have gone as the past participle. That's the first parameter in identifying a verb. Secondly, how do we identify a verb in a sentence? You can identify a verb in a sentence by adding the preposition to the word. And if it makes sense, the sense has to be in capital letter, S-E-N-C-E. If it doesn't make sense, it is not a verb. But if it does make sense, it is a verb. For example, let's look at this word, table. Is table a verb? Most of us would look at it and say it's impossible for table to be a verb. But when you say to table, does it make sense? Yes, it does. So let's have an example. To table a matter. I tabled the matter at the office. I am tabling the matter at the office. Does it make sense? Yes. Let's look at ring. Some of us might look at ring as just a ring, as an object, or probably a boxing ring. But let's look at a ring. Ringing. To ring a bell. Rung. Rang. All these are also ways that you can be able to identify a verb. Let us not limit our minds into believing that if a word is a noun, it couldn't belong to other part of speech. In the next video, we're going to be analyzing that a word can belong to different part of speeches. Thank you.